Puggy Pugson, YT presents Diary of a Wimpy Horse. Oh, hey Mimi. Hey Pony, I'm back from the store. Yeah, I got you the journal that you wanted. Oh, nice. Thank you so much. All right then. Well, here you go. Oh, okay, nice. Yeah. So thank you so much. Mimi, this is a diary. Wait a second, it's a diary? I'm so sorry, Pony. I mean, the journals and, like, diaries look very similar and stuff, so I just grabbed one, for the fuck of it, so, I could go back to the store if you want. No, it's okay, I don't want you spending all your money just to get something for me, I mean, hell, didn't you have to, like, pay, like, $10 for that? Yeah, exactly. Piggy inflation is very insane. Well, okay, the Pony, if you need anything else, just let me know, alright? Well, I'm probably gonna go, like, to Kono's, for a little bit, just to kind of hang out, like, catch up, so, yeah, see you around, Pony! See you, Mimi! Thank you once again! Alright, then, I guess I can, yeah, so, I'm gonna sit down for this. Plop. Alright, then. I guess I can just write in my diary, I guess, I guess that's at least better than, like, a journal, I guess. I mean, I don't even know what I would do with a journal, so it's whatevs. Alright, here we go. Before you ask, yes, this is a diary. You probably already saw the word diary, like, in front of the book already. Pretty obvious. Mimi went to the store, and I asked her to get a journal for me, to, like, make journal entries, I guess. But she accidentally bought like a diary because they look similar at the store. I said it was fine because inflation is really kicking people in the butt right now, So I guess I'm just gonna do that typical thing with diaries where I basically just go, Dear Diary this, Dear Diary that, Dear Diary, like, that thing. But before I start, like, writing about obnoxious stuff, why don't I explain myself for a little bit? My name is Pony. I'm a good friend with Puggy and the others, and I basically live at the safe place. I have quite some good friends, like Puggy, Mimi, like I mentioned before, Giraffe, Doggy, Bunny, and we even have, like, some children here, we have this kid named Georgie, who's like, just like a child from the Piggy family, and he's basically like a close friend to us. Then we have C and Susie. Boy, what do I have to say about them? If I would have like talked about stories about C and Susie for this entire, like, diary, then I would probably, like, need, like, probably like 5 diaries, or probably even more than that. C and Susie have like done a lot of, like, crazy things, more numbers than, like, the numbers on a McDonald's menu. So I think it will be kind of funny, kind of, memorable to, like, write down, some memories that I had, with C and Susie, and them just being the classic self. Also, side note, I would also like to mention that C has a pretty dark voice, which I kind of find it humorous because she is really quiet, and she should probably stay quiet, no wonder she is. And Susie is basically just a talkative one, like, every time you're, like, near her, she'll, like, be talking about just something completely random. And yeah, that little mixture, that little, like, combination, like, Dragon Ball Z style, creates, like, a complete menace to society. So much of a menace that they, had an influence on, William, Willow's brother. Which, from what I heard from her, she's actually trying to make a change for Lucella. Which, honestly, good for her. Because believe me, if you would have looked at her criminal record, it would be longer than Santa's naughty or nice list. Or probably even, like, longer, like, the amount of things that she's done is probably the amount of things that you would get from a receipt, eggs, you probably get it. Honestly, with Willow trying to make a change for herself, I hope William can do too, because he is really starting to become just like, C and Susie. Which I honestly do not want, like, 3 kids, like, causing chaos in a safe place, I mean, at least Georgie's like an angel to us. Meanwhile, Z and Susie are really just the devils. Speaking of which, here's a good example of them being a devil on Halloween. the time where it's supposed to be the spookiest time of the year, but for me, it was the most stressful time of the year. Because one year, instead of trick-or-treating, they would just go ding-dong-ditch, you know? So, you know, like, adults would get ready, get ready the candy basket, you know, like, for the little kids. Well, for C and Susie, they knocked on the door, and they just ran the hell away, you know? For the adult to just, you know, open the door with the bag of, like, you know, the basket of candy, you know, only to find no one. Yeah, I also like to mention that because Georgie is really not like C and Susie, you know, they really kind of tease him quite a lot. Especially him being, probably, a little, 1 centimeter more shorter than, like them, I guess. I don't know. They'll, have any, way to just possibly, poke fun at, Georgie. I wouldn't be surprised that he could literally just breathe, and then, C and Susie will just, say, what? Are you breathing, out toxication or whatever, because your breath stinks. Yeah, sometimes it's just confusing. What? Yeah, C and Susie are the younger sisters of Sizzy, who used to be my girlfriend. You know how I use that word used, for? Yeah, that's because, before I explain what happened to Sizzy, let me tell you about this, one person that I kind of despise a lot and was kind of forced to, do his doings. Claus Tuus, which I figured out that's Lithuanian, whatever that language is called. It's translated to that language into question mark. That says something about him. He really is a mystery, huh? So much of a mystery that he doesn't even have a past. It's just completely unknown. And if you're wondering what that sound was, well, that's just thermometer or whatever, with the batteries, that goes eep, eep, eep. You get it. I mean, obviously you guys wouldn't even be able to hear it because this is a diary. You really can't hear sounds other than the pages that you're turning, which is the 5th page that I'm writing on. So that's interesting. But anyways, back to Claus Tuus and his unknown past. He really doesn't even have a past, if I'm being honest, it's just it's just like the fridge, of your mom saying, we got food at home. Just complete emptiness. What we do know about this Claus Tuus guy is that, he's existed, ever since the beginning of time, the beginning of Piggy, which, really is strange, it kind of makes me confused from time to time, So from what that sounds, it seems that Claus Tuus has seen, the evolution, the change, and, just everything that's changed in, our little multiverse that we live in. I heard something about, these Roblox Piggy redesigns, which we basically got redesigns, because we were originally, these, kids show characters named, Peppa Pig or whatever. Honestly, the real world is kind of confusing when you really think about, explaining the multiverse, how does that work? Especially the Roblox metaverse, because we're a part of that as well, So basically, there's the Piggy multiverse at the bottom, out there is the Roblox metaverse, and then out there is basically the devices people play on, It's just extremely confusing and stuff, and there's, a whole nother multiverse, with, their own thing, their own worlds and stuff, so... Damn, sometimes things are just really confusing. It's probably something that Albert Einstein couldn't even, explain in, a 5-page paragraph. Anyways, about Claus Tuus, he had this thing called the Tuus effect, which were these, series of torture methods that he would use on, the innocence of Lucilla for either, questions about crystal orbs, and, about, for his, own entertainment, funny haha moments, while people are getting, mauled to death, stuff like that. But anyways, I was forced to basically work with him to kill off, Puggy and others, the people that actually changed my life, and I had to get rid of their own lives, because damn Claus Tuus, and I'm so glad he's gone from that Tomb of Pure Destiny, which was basically, just this sacred tomb, held by Jakayla, where it doesn't even exist anymore, if I'm being honest, Dravi did say that it did, collapse, which he was the chosen one for. But anyways, I am talking too much, I am just yapping too much, just, speaking nonsense about, our realities and stuff. let's just say that Claus Tuus, kind of took away Sizzy from me, you know. While I, you know, like, stand up for myself, you know, and, you know, broke the crystal orb, you know, of Puggy's Piggy Shorts, which I don't exactly know if that's actually considered a problem, you know, to our reality, if I'm being straight up on. I mean, nothing has happened so far. I mean, Portal Master hasn't, like, had a conversation with me about that, you know, yet, and he probably will in, like a few weeks, maybe. But crystal orbs are like these, you know, energy cores, like found at least once in each Piggy universe, you know, where they're basically connected to their own kind of lore in that universe, you know. And I honestly don't know what the hell the lore for Puggy's Piggy Shorts exactly is, you know, like excluding like the multiversal lore. All I like hope for is hopefully that crystal orb doesn't, like, you know, do damage to our reality, you know, especially since I broke it, you know, to save the world, I guess, or I mean, like, worlds, if you, like, you know, basically just count every single reality, you know, like, animation memes, you know, yeah, those animation memes were, like, 2020 or whatever, yeah, those things. I mean, if I'm going to be sure, have you seen, like, that one animation meme YouTuber who, you know, like, who basically just had that typical, you know, like, you know, 2020, like, art style with flip clip. Now look at it now, like, holy, you know, like, I like, you know, sometimes, you know, like, some, like, reality bent or whatever, you know, stuff like that. Sometimes they're able to, you know, like, show us, like, real things from, like, you know, the real world and stuff. And I've been seeing this one animation meme YouTuber with, like, millions of subscribers or whatever, who made, like, a lot of these, Piggy animation memes, but I'm pretty sure they don't do that no more. And look, honestly, look at their, look at their, like, stuff now. Look at their, like, you know, like, art style. Like, holy, I could definitely, like, see that in, like, some, like, probably, like, you know, like, animated movie or whatever, like, Jesus. If you probably don't know who I'm talking about, then, I don't even want to explain at this point. But anyways, back to some stories. Now, most of the time I've been, like, you know, writing this diary, if I'm gonna be straight up honest, I've been just kind of wasting some time. I only, like, told one story about, you know, seeing Susie with, like, Halloween and stuff, you know. That's basically it. And then I basically just talked about, like, other random things, just blabbering nonsense. If I'm gonna be honest, I don't even get, like, the Gen Alpha, like, slang, like, these days. Like, Skibbity, like, Riz, Ohio, yeah, like, what? Like, seriously, man, what has, like, the internet and we're, like, real life, honestly, gotten to? But yeah, not to mention, C, Susie, and William do use those, slangs a lot, you know. And I'm, like, pushing, like, 25 or what. I honestly can't remember my own damn age. My age is probably the amount of times I heard them, like, speak brain rot. You know, this, you know, speaking of which, with, like, C, Susie, and William, you know, this one time, they had this, like, you know, snowball fight, which they called Snowball Wars? I don't know what that was about, but all I remember from it is I heard them, like, you know, just screaming, you know, yelling, you know, while throwing snowballs at each other all at once, you know. I'm pretty sure, like, C was, like, knocked the hell out, you know, from, like, a snowball, so you know, now that I think about it, they were treating it like a world war. And then I had to finally go out there after all that yelling, you know, like Squidward, SpongeBob, and Patrick, where I had to yell at them to get back inside, you know. Yeah, even though one time, Roger did tell me that, Roger did tell me, you know, yeah, if you don't know, Roger's, like, you know, another friend with Puggy and the others who only appears around, like, Christmas time, you know. Like, that's it, you know. Like, he only appears around the Christmas season, you know. For all 31 days in September, like, December, you know. He only appears at that time. And yeah, no wonder his, like, you know, no wonder his, like, hometown is called, like, Silent Town, because he's always, like, silent for, like, 11 months until, like, you know, Christmas. At this point, I honestly wonder what he even does in this meantime. But yeah, Roger did tell me once that, C, Susie, and William gave him a triple doggy dare, you know, to, you know, stick his, tongue out to a tree bark from a tree, you know, and his tongue got stuck, and they just straight up did nothing about it, you know, and just left him out there for hours, and Puggy had to help him, like, get his tongue off, you know, which, he said to this, day that he could still feel the frost of the damn tree bark, and also the taste of it, which is kind of a, like, disgusting thought, you know. Yeah, like, back to Halloween. They even, like, you know, we haven't, like, you know, speaking of, Roger becoming extremely silent, you know, for 11 months, you know, like, C and Susie were just completely, like, silent for all 31 days of October, you know, 1 year, you know, with, like, you know, the spooky month, they said, you know, with this, like, little spooky dance or whatever. Yeah, I'm getting old to the point where I don't even know these, like, you know, young things. But yeah, they were out for, like, the whole 31 days of October, you know. Like, we never saw them for the entire month of October, the entire month of the Halloween month, you know. Like in the safe place. Like, every time when we go out, you know, we will like, at least see a glimpse, like, spot a glimpse of them, you know, just doing completely random things, you know, for the spooky month. And as soon as November hit, you know, they were suddenly back in the, you know, safe place. At this point, what does C and Susie not do? But, I think I'm gonna, like, you know, get into, like, a dark topic for this, you know. So, just a little warning for y'all. I mean, I don't even know why I'm treating it like there's an actual audience in this diary, you know? I mean, I'm the only one in this room, all alone, just reading, like, you know, writing this diary, but I'm gonna be for real at this, honestly. I really did not have a great childhood. Like, the amount of things I went through in my childhood is the amount of licks it gets to the center of a Tootsie Pop. Like, I had this, abusive father, you know, who was into alcohol, you know, gambling, you know, anything from a typical, you know, bad father. But then I had this, you know, sweet mother, you know. Like, I loved her with all my heart, you know. All the heart that I did not give to my father. Like, anytime when I was sad, you know, she was always there. Like, anytime when I needed help, she was always there, you know. Like, she would go out of her way to make me, like, happy despite, you know, the terrible childhood that I had. She even, like, read me, like, bedtime stories every single night, you know. No matter if she was, like, stressed out or sad, you know, or angry with my father, you know. Like, she would always be there to, like, you know, at least do something for me, you know, before I went to sleep. Like, I remember this one lullaby that she gave me, you know, with her classic, ukulele, you know. And I don't exactly remember the lyrics, but, I do remember this part, you know, like, you're just like a diamond to me, you're valuable. And those words, man, like, you have no idea how much, like, you know, that changes, man. My mom was a mother that anyone could ever ask for, you know, just the perfect mom in general. But the worst part is, I lost that mom real too soon. Because one night, when I was in my room, you know, my mom and dad got into an argument once again for, like, the third time, you know, this week. And later, bam, you know, or smack, whatever, you know, just a sound. I heard a smack, you know, and I knew damn well that it was my father that smacked my mom. And hell, this wasn't the first time he did something, like, you know, like, he committed domestic like, violence. And after that, she ran out, and I saw her ran out, you know. I had the chance to run with her, you know, finally get out of that life, but I didn't. I was too afraid, and then so on and so forth. My dad, listen, I'd rather not get into that, you know, topic, you know, otherwise there's probably going to be some problems if I ever, you know, kind of release this diary, like, to the world, maybe, you know, maybe even release a book series, you know. Look, I'm just trying to lighten the mood, you know, but all it just comes is just darkness. I mean, the worst part is, I tried to leave this world, if you catch my drift, in the locker room, you know, in the locker rooms of, like, you know, of our school years, you know, yeah. I'm pretty sure, according to, like, you know, Piggy cosmology, you know, almost every single Piggy universe has to have it, like, has, like, an infection or whatever, you know, like, any infection related, but, like, some Piggy universes, like, mine, basically just don't have a, you know, like, some infection or whatever, you know, like, we all met in our school years and stuff, you know, like, all the people that I met in my life, the other Piggy games, you know, like, sometimes have those people that I met, you know, meet in, like, the story, you know, like, the original Piggy, you know, like, Puggy met, you know, Doggy in Chapter 2, like, he met Bunny in, like, Chapter 5, you know, stuff like that. But anyways, back to that. Like I tried to leave this world in the school locker rooms with a pair of scissors that I borrowed from from Mrs. Teacher. I know that's a concerning name, you know. Like imagine, no joke. Like off topic, but imagine like naming your. Yeah, I know that is kind of a concerning name, but off topic. But like imagine naming your child like Teacher. Like imagine like going for a whole like honeymoon, you know, like many dates, you know, only to you know like finally give birth to a child to just name it Teacher. Like what kind of name is that? But I'm actually gonna try and lock in here and actually try to focus on my deepest problems, you know, in my childhood. So I borrowed a pair of scissors from Mrs. Teacher, and I went to the school locker room. I hid myself in one of those big lockers, you know, and tried to stab myself through the heart. But then I heard a door open, and it was Draffy, you know, the chosen one for the Tomb of Pure Destiny. He's one of my friends with Puggy and the others, you know. So he saw me in one of those big lockers and got me out of there, you know, and he realized what I was about to do, you know, and he calmed me down. He hugged me. I also like kind of vented to him, you know, about my problems, and there I realized that there was someone that, or a lot of people, you know, later on that actually cared about me. Like after that, you know, Draffy introduced me to Puggy and the others, you know, like Puggy, Doggy, Bunny, you know, like Sizzy before, you know. And like as soon as I saw Sizzy, I knew like she was the one. She was the one I wanted to be with. I immediately fell in love with her. With those big, lovely pupils, like her stripes, like she was just perfect for a girlfriend, you know. She was the prime example. And I'm not talking about the prime bottle made by that one person who found that, like, you know, dead body in a forest. But anyways, that exact moment, I found the people that really changed my life forever and gave me a purpose in life to like keep on moving and keep on going no matter how terrible the past can be. And especially with Sizzy's death, I'm starting to get those memories back with, like, you know, my mom's absence, you know, like just my terrible past in general. And yeah, that's just gonna go on the list of, you know, most traumatic experiences that I ever had. But what I realized from ever since her death, she would want me to keep moving, her being there or not. She would want me to keep on moving, keep on achieving my goals, no matter what, because she'll always believe in me if she was in heaven or next to me. I love Sizzy as much as I loved my mother, but of course I loved my mother a lot more, but I still had the same love for Sizzy. Sure, I still have the terrible childhood I went through, even to the point where my father just straight up abandoned me on the streets, you know, and I had to, you know, go to the Lucella Gallery to make a hideout, but you already know what happened. I got kicked the hell out, you know. Despite, like, everything that I went through, Puggy and the others are still able to, you know, give me a reason to, like have a purpose in life, have a purpose, you know, to be myself. And, you know, at this point, it's early Thanksgiving, you know, because I'm just thankful for them. You know, if it wasn't for Draffy specifically, for being there at the right time, you know, that's like some butterfly effect if you really think about it, you know, or like of the domino effect. I don't know how those two work, but it's just like a huge effect in my life, you know, not a Tuus effect. Yeah, I'm funny. It's like just an effect in my life, you know. If Draffy was never there at that moment when I was in that locker, then I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't be writing this diary right now, you know, writing about all the like hilarious stories about C and Susie, explaining the entire multiverse. Like, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Draffy. So if I ever give this to Draffy one day and let him read it, you know, thank you. Thank you for changing my life the most. Thank you for being there at the right exact time to make me have a light at the end of the tunnel, and I would do anything to help you in return, Draffy. Listen, sorry I've been, going through a tight space, I've been venting, about about my entire problems, in this diary, I just felt like I had to do it. I just needed a way to, like, let my emotions out, But you know what? Maybe someday I could actually be able to find my mother, She's probably out there somewhere, trying to find me, and me trying to find her. But don't worry, Mom. I'll reunite with you someday. I'll probably write in this diary, later on in life, when I actually have the time, maybe. But for now, this is the end of the diary. Thank you. I need a break, honestly.